Welcome to Immigration Quicktake. This is Ellie Rutledge-Silver with the American Immigration Lawyers Association. With the December 11th appropriations bill deadline and potential government shutdown looming again, there has been a lot happening on the Hill. Here to provide the latest updates is Chen, AILA's Director of Advocacy. Greg, thanks for joining me. What is happening on the Hill?
Ellie, the House just passed H.R. 158, a bill that reforms the Visa Waiver Program, which has come under increasing scrutiny in recent weeks as having gaps in security and not providing adequate screening for all the visitors that come on the program here to the United States. AILA has supported the need to look more carefully at enhancing security screening for the Visa Waiver Program, but we opposed H.R. 158 on a number of grounds and sent that recommendation up to the Hill, asking Congress not to vote for it. Our main concerns were that the House bill includes provisions that would revoke participation in the Visa Waiver Program for anyone of Syrian or Iraqi nationality or other countries that are designated as suspecting of being sponsors or supportive of terrorism. And that ban on participation for those nationals of those countries is a discriminatory ban that is not going to be an effective way to screen individuals for national security or terrorism risk. So AILA opposed this bill, but it passed nonetheless on a bipartisan basis today in the House.
Thanks, Greg. How does the Syrian refugee crisis play a role in this?
Well, ever since the attacks in Paris and Beirut now a few weeks ago, attention has been focused incredibly so on the U.S. refugee resettlement program, and in particular on excluding or even banning Syrian refugees from being resettled here to the United States. AILA has opposed any kind of efforts to cut back on the U.S. refugee resettlement program or cuts or defunding that would hurt the ability of the U.S. government to bring Syrian refugees who are fleeing from war and violence right now here to the United States. What happened today is an important signal that focus is shifting away from targeting the U.S. refugee program to other ways that might be more constructive of improving U.S. security and protecting national security here in the United States. In the broader scheme of things, what we are looking at next is what will happen on the omnibus appropriations bill that currently funds the government only through this Friday, December 11th, and Congress must do something to keep the government open after this Friday. It's widely expected that they won't get it done this Friday and will have to do a very short-term extension through December 18th. But at some point, Congress is going to have to take steps to pass a longer-term funding bill. And AILA's concern is that Syrian refugees will be defunded, or the U.S. refugee resettlement program will be defunded. And as well, with respect to the Visa Waiver Program bill that just passed the House, there's a good chance, and we should expect to see that being added to the omnibus bill as it moves through this week or next.
What can AILA members do?
AILA has been pushing extremely hard right now to educate Congress and also the American people about why Syrian refugees and the U.S. refugee resettlement program should not be targeted and should not be defunded or cut back in any way. This is life-saving work that our government is doing to help protect refugees worldwide, and if that program were hurt, that would be a terrible problem. So AILA has an action alert out now that we've had out for a while, asking all members to contact senators and your members of Congress to tell them not to do anything in the omnibus appropriations bill that would hurt the refugee program. We also want to make sure that members talk to Congress about the Visa Waiver Program bill so that Congress understands why targeting nationals of Syrian or Iraqi or other descent is not going to be an effective way to improve the Visa Waiver Program.
Thanks, Greg, for joining me. For the rest of you, please stay tuned for more updates from the American Immigration Lawyers Association.